and welcome to Willow Yoga, Minnesota. So I've been thinking a lot recently about the idea of entropy, that idea of deterioration and decay, things break, things fall apart. And there are a whole bunch of reasons I've been thinking about it, but I came to this great realization that when things are, falling apart or deteriorating, decaying, we kind of get two choices. We can release and say, okay, this is done and over with, and gently and gracefully let it go. And we could also make the response of repairing. Wow, I want to make sure that this thing that I cherish continues to function well, so I'm going to put all kinds of time and care and effort into it. And I think a yoga mat is a perfect place for us to explore those lessons, that sometimes we have to release the thoughts or the ways of being that aren't working for us. We also need to repair this one body that we get because it is amazing and irreplaceable. And so those are the things we're going to channel today. This idea of releasing that which isn't working and repairing that which we cherish. To do that work, we'll find our seats, making ourselves settled and wide on the earth so that we are connected in all of this great and stabilized way of connecting to the earth. And that sentence just didn't make sense, so my apologies, but really just try and find a grounded base. We get centered, we lift up out of our bellies and into our spines, into our heads. But notice my shoulders are climbing up. Can you roll them down your back? Make an okay sign with your hands. Bring your palms face down. Your chin tucks in. Those eyes can close. Notice my shoulders are starting to creep up again. Can you rock your shoulders down your back? Long extended neck, settled sitting bones. And now try and find that still center. That means we're not tipping forward or reaching forward with that forehead. Our thoughts like to run ahead. We're not rocking backwards saying, oh no, I really don't want to. But instead, we are inhabiting this present moment. From there, we turn our attention to our breath. We relax even as we pull that breath in for a long, deep, and slow count. And this time, let it go through an open mouth. Feel your shoulders relax. Inhale deeply, bringing in breath, because that good breath, that clean oxygen helps our cells repair themselves. And we exhale, release. Inhale and exhale. Last breath in and let it go. From here, we'll open our eyes. We'll come onto our hands and our knees, tucking our toes under. So make sure those all 5 toes on each foot are tucked under. Lift those knees off the earth, then your hips rise up. Now release one heel toward the earth, then lift and release the other heel. So we move those hips back and forth. We extend our arms and we breathe. So I kind of always like to think of the top of my head in down dog as this drain. So let all those thoughts just drain out of your head. Let those heels sink toward the earth and get yourself in a down dog. Knees can always stay bent. You can stay on your hands and knees if you would like. But if you can, press into those hands, come into your down dog. The heels might hover, totally fine. We just want them to move straight down and back rather than coming in or out. So taking one more breath in, and now look up at your hands, step that right foot forward and get grounded on those fingertips. So my impulse is immediately to pop up. I'm going to release that way of being in this practice, and instead let's settle into this posture. And as you do, notice what might be happening in that left hip. We'll pull that heart forward, bending into that right knee. Press your left heel back and energize your left knee. So getting ourselves stable, and then from there, climb up on that right knee. You can always use your chair, your wall if you would like, and now those arms lift up. Stay here or cactus those arms. Notice what's happening with that left knee. Can you energize it? Can you lift through your heart? 3, and you might be up here, that's fine. 2, 1, bring your fingertips back to the earth, and you can plant those hands and step that right foot back into a down dog. Let's continue to move those feet, lifting one, then the other. Now lift both heels at the same time, drop them toward the earth. Lift both heels, drop them toward the earth. Look up at your hands. We'll step that left foot forward. You can always grab that leg to help that happen. Now instead of rushing up, settle in. So we really do like to rush a lot, or at least I do. I kind of have hummingbird energy a lot of the time. Can you sink and settle? From there, can you extend so that right heel goes back, left knee goes forward, energy in that right knee, heart lifts. Feel the groundedness. From there, let's release up to a high lunge. Our arms lift and we cactus. So this cactusing is the repair, because our daily life is this. This is how we repair or work against that. We're opening up, we're sinking down. Take one more breath. Bring your hands to the earth. Step your left foot back. Knees come to the earth. Bring your hands wide, so hands to the edges of the mat. And now let's try a push-up. You might just bend your elbows a little, and that's fine. Otherwise, you can inhale and lower your chest down, and exhale, rise back up. Go to your level. You might not have done a push-up for a really long time. Inhale down. We exhale, rise. We are working on our core strength. Inhale and exhale, as well as our chest and arm strength. Inhale down, exhale, and if you have to stop, stop, but if you can, let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, come on up. Untuck those toes. Sit your hips back on your heels and stretch those arms forward. Paying mindful attention to our knees, making sure that they like this. If they don't, you can stay up on your hands and knees, but those arms can stretch as our hearts melt. We reach those fingertips forward for 3 and 2, 1. Ground in those hands. Inhale, come up, our toes tuck, and we release our knees from the earth and lift our hips into the air. Walk those heels out one more time. Now, left heel stays down. Keep that right knee bent and swing your right hip toward that right shoulder, stretching that left side of our body, getting into our hips and shoulders. Right heel drops. We lift that left leg. We swing our hips to the left. One more breath in and come back to center. Now look up at your hands and come up on your tippy toes. Walk those tippy toes forward. You can come to fingertips. And when you get kind of like you're a table on your back, bend those knees. Lift your arms up. Stay on those fingertips. Your hands can come to prayer. Inhale. Can you exhale? Extend those prayer hands forward. Inhale, those prayer hands come back to your heart. Exhale, press them forward. One more time. Your heels can always be down, or you can tip and come back. Inhale, hands in. Exhale, hands forward. Fingertips to the earth. We lift those hips and we sway side to side. So I'm giving options. Do what works best for your body. We'll bend those knees And now let's swing those arms, activating our mobility by movement, by letting momentum create some energy for 3 and 2 and 1. Bring your hands like you have them in your back pocket. Push down on your hips, rise up. We inhale, sweep out and up. We exhale, drop our left hand to our left leg and reach up and over. Inhale, left arm lifts. We exhale, drop right hand down right hip. Inhale, we lift. We open in those hearts and shoulders. Inhale, rise. Tip yourself forward, hands to the earth. Inhale, heart expands. Let's step or hop back into plank. Knees come to the earth. Keep your hips up as you drop your heart between those hands. This is really awkward. We breathe. Now pull your heart forward. Hips land. Your elbows come in by your ribs. Inhale, your chest lifts. And exhale, move your seat back to your heels. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come to tabletop. Let's extend that left leg back, right arm forward. Take a breath in. Now exhale, bring your right arm out to the right, and we're gonna kick that left foot forward. That's gonna be a challenge, but we've got this. So left foot flexes. Inhale, we kick that foot forward, wah, and exhale, we bring it back. We inhale, bring that leg forward. We exhale, kick it back. Last time, bring that leg forward and back we go. Right hand plants, left knee plants. We'll walk our hands forward. This time our hips stay up. This is coming into puppy pose. So our hearts melt as we drop our chin or forehead toward the earth. So we're trying to repair all of the curving and caving in that COVID is making us do. We've got this, we really do. We keep showing up in ways that we can to make ourselves feel better, stronger, lighter, more stable and centered. And we come on back, hands plant. Let's kick that right foot back. Let's extend that left arm forward. We grow long through the back of our neck. The left hand migrates out of that left shoulder. And notice, I just almost bopped on my nose. This is a balance pose, but we get to do that lovely hip kick. So inhale, right leg forward. We exhale, kick it back. Right leg comes forward. We kick it on back. We bring that right leg forward. We extend. We plant left hand, right knee. Now inhale, right arm sweeps up to the sky. And we exhale, come on back, onto our back. So that right shoulder comes to the earth. The left arm reaches straight forward. Extending, now creating space between those shoulder blades at the back of our hearts. One more breath in, and we walk our hand back. We plant our left hand, we plant our right hand. Inhale, left arm lifts, and we bring that left ear to the shoulder, walk the right arm forward, hips stay lifted, and we melt. For 3, 2, if you're not feeling it, reach that right arm forward. 1, we walk that right hand back in. We plant our left hand, we tuck our toes, and we rise downward facing dog. Look up at your hands. Let's step or hop to the front of the mat. We inhale, extend. We exhale, fold. Our arms sweep wide as we rise. And we bring our hands to prayer at our heart. Separate those feet a little wider than hip width and grab your elbows. So inhale, heart and arms lift, and exhale, circle down to the right along the floor, and we rise up to the other side, go the other direction, moving that spine, inhaling and exhaling. So there is that saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Getting our spine going side to side allows us to maintain or recreate, rebuild that mobility that we might have lost. Once you've gone equally side to side, rise up with those arms, and we exhale, bring our hands back, clasping our hands or grabbing those elbows. Knees can bend. Inhale, our hearts open. We can bend our knees, bring our hearts down, heads can point toward the floor. We can lift our elbows or our hands and get grounded in those feet. Breathing. I don't know why, but during forward folds, I always notice which of my toes need clipping. For 3 and 2, 1, bend those knees. Plant your hands. Take a big step back with that right foot and drop that right knee. We're going to inhale, lift our hearts. You can stay on those hands or you can come down on those elbows. Walking that right knee back is going to deepen the posture. Wherever you are, try and pull that heart forward, ground through that left foot. Almost as if you are doing a balancing pose, standing on that left foot. If you would like, those right toes can tuck and we lift. So we are releasing all of our tension in the hips. And by so doing, we are repairing. After we create that space, create that release, then the joints can go about repairing in this beautiful way that has more mobility, more stability, more openness and groundedness. Take one more breath. We're gonna lower that right knee. We're gonna walk up on our hands if we were down. Now come on that outer blade of your left foot. So the left sole of the foot peels up. Bring your hand to your left knee. We plant in that right hand and turn our hearts up and to the back. So our spine is twisting and we're opening in these hips and in the front of our right hip. All kinds of goodness happening. The more we press in that right hand, the more your heart lifts. Then you can turn for 3 and 2, 1. We'll bring that right hand back. Left foot plants, right knee lifts. Step back into plank. We'll step that right foot forward, drop the left knee to the earth, climb on up with our hearts, and stay either on our hands or come down on those elbows. Thinking about creating as much length as we can along that spine. Like it's this beautiful pearl necklace and we want to create it long and stacked rather than all bunched up. If you did it on the other side, you can tuck those left toes and lift that right or left leg and then create that length. Energy in the left knee, long spine moving forward. Can you bring energy and weight into that right elbow or right hand for 3, 2, 1. Left knee drops. We rise up. Now we lift that right sole of our foot. We bring our right hand to our right knee. Left hand grounds. We turn and open and we drop in our hips and rise in our hearts. And feel the feels. What sort of feelings do you have in your body as you lift and rise? Sink in those hips and settle in that left leg. Last breath. And we bring our right hand to the earth. We step that right foot back. And from here, we're going to cross those ankles over one another and come to sit on our bum. Soles of the feet on the floor. Fingers point toward our bums. Let's inhale, lift our hips. Our chin can come toward our heart, or you can look up at the ceiling. Exhale, set those hips down. From here, get grounded in those hands. Extend that heart up, and now inhale, point that right leg straight, and exhale, tap it down. My hips are feeling that. Inhale, lift that left leg. And exhale, lower it down and then open. My hips need some strengthening still. Inhale, we lift that right leg and we exhale, lower. We inhale, lift that left leg and exhale, lower. Bring the soles of your feet together. Lift through your heart. Your knees might be up here. That's totally okay. So we're working the shoulder joints and the hip joints, trying to create a little bit more mobility for 3 and 2, 1. Release, sit up tall and shake out your wrists. We're also trying to create some mobility in those joints, repairing, releasing, inhale and exhale. Okay, bring your knees together and hold on to your knees. Sit up tall. And you're thinking, oh, we're gonna move into boat pose. Maybe, but for right now, we're just gonna sit up tall because I don't know about you, but this is how I wanna sit. That's what my back wants to do. Let's sit up on those sitting bones. Lift through that heart. Breathe, extension through that spine. Now, maybe extend those arms. And let's just hold for 5 and 4. You've got it. Try and sit up through that heart like someone has hooked your heart. And exhale, open those legs and grab onto your shins and roll side to side. Breathing, inhale and exhale. We get to do that again. Soles of the feet plant. You can plant those hands. We sit up tall. You could bring those arms forward. Now you could lift those feet and you could stay here or you could extend those legs. Those are all different places to kind of repair our core so that it is this strong supportive thing, because our daily life doesn't support this strong and lifted and long core. It has us curling in. Breathe for 2 more breaths. You've got this, I promise. Even if you have to put your feet down, fine. Come back, last breath. Bring the soles of those feet together and we sit up tall. Rock side to side. Inhale and exhale. Life is awesome. Inhale and exhale. And now, extend your right leg long. The left sole of your foot can come to that right leg, right calf, or up toward that upper thigh. You can move that bum flesh out of the way. Here, I'll turn and face you. And now, inhale, arms up. Bring your left hand to your right knee and your right arm behind you. You can always move that left hand down your shin towards your ankle and twist. Get settled in those sitting bones. If your left knee is not liking this, back off with the bend and then extend. For 3 and 2 and 1. Inhale, arms up. Now bring both hands to the left and sit up and twist. For 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Can you bend that right knee? Maybe interlace those hands and grab that foot. If you can't do that, you can just grab that calf. Sit back and let that right foot lift. Maybe extend that right foot long. You can look at that second toe. Walk that right hip forward if you need. Lift through the crown of your head. For 3, this is heron pose, one of my favorites. Feel the stability and release into the earth, but rise up and breathe. Now, the left hand can come to your right calf, your ankle, or that outside of your foot. You can extend that right arm long. Your right knee can be as bent or straight as you need. For 3 and 2 and 1. Now, bring that right foot out front of that left foot. Bring your hands to your knees. Inhale, sit up. And we exhale, extend ourselves forward. You might be up here. That might be what your hips are in the mood for. You can extend those arms. You can sway side to side, releasing so that those hip joints can be repaired with good blood and energy. No more tension. And up we come. Let's do the other side. Left leg extends. Find that place for your right foot. Might be down, might be up, might be different depending on each side. Inhale, arms lift. Now, right arm comes forward to that left knee, to the calf, to the ankle. Left arm reaches behind us. We are doing a forward fold and a twist at our hearts. Extension and breath for 3 and 2 and 1. Inhale, arms up. Now we bring our hands to the right side, moving our spine side to side, lifting up through our heart, twisting, and exhale, come back to center. We bend that left knee. We can grab that foot or the calf, lift it on up, maybe extend that leg up into the air, sitting tall through our heart space, looking at that second toe if we would like for 3. This is Heron. 2, so thinking of that graceful length. 1, we bend that right or left knee, right hand comes up and over, left hand goes to the back. We extend that left leg long. We open in our hearts and settle in both sitting bones as we twist. After lifting through the crown of our head, 1 more breath in. Now we come back to center, bend that left knee and tuck it in front. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, fold forward, swaying side to side. Breathing in and out. Inhale and exhale. Last breath. Back we come, and we'll come on to our backs, bringing the soles of our feet together as we come back. So legs are open wide, shoulders are tucked under. Stay here or press into those outsides of your feet. Inhale, those hips can lift off of the earth. We exhale, lower and touch down. We inhale, rise up. We exhale, lower everything down. Inhale, up, we come. Exhale, we lower. From there, try and get your low back pressed into the mat and lift your feet. Inhale and exhale. Keep that low back. If it starts to lift away, stop lowering your feet. And inhale, we lift. And exhale, lower, pressing our back into the mat. Inhale, we rise. Take your knees, stay here. Maybe your shins, maybe your ankles. Letting those heels sink towards your pelvic bones. Those knees can press away from you. Relax your shoulders for 3, 2, this is reclined Baddha Konasana. 1, we release, bringing our knees together. You can point and flex those toes. We'll bring the soles of those feet down and inhale, lift up through our hips. From there, your palms can stay down or interlace those palms and walk your shoulders under. Get grounded in those feet as we lift in our hips for 5, 4, releasing any tension, 3, 2, 1, slowly coming back down. Lift your right leg up to the sky, lift your left leg up to the sky, flex those feet. Press the low back into the mat, the palms can turn up, and that chin can tuck. This allows us to repair our blood vessels by letting the blood flow in the opposite direction. So basically giving our vessels a break. It opens up the backs of our legs. We can even massage there. giving yourself some extra goodness. Inhale. You maybe can grab onto those legs, turning it into a little bit more of a forward fold. You're just on your back. One more breath in. Now everybody grab your shins or your ankles. Let those legs open wide. You can flex in those toes. You could always grab your shins, your ankles, the outsides of your feet or those big toes. This is reclined Baddha Konasana, reclined forward fold, or wide angle, sorry. And so we have those legs. So it wouldn't be Baddha Konasana, that would be feet together. Upavista Konasana, sorry. Can't remember my Sanskrit. So Upavista means wide open, breathing, one more breath in. Let's bend those knees. You can take your shins, your ankles, or the outsides of those feet, coming into a happy baby for 3, and 2, and 1. Bring your knees together. Knees are bent, arms out to a T. Drop those knees over to the left. The right arm reaches away from you. The chin drops toward that right shoulder, ringing out as we use those long and deep breaths. Inhale, let's exhale and release. Knees come up. We drop our knees over to the right. We reach that left arm away from us. We drop and melt in those shoulders as we're twisting at our core. Last breath. And come back up. Legs go straight back up, grabbing either knees or calves or ankles or big toes. Trying to keep that low back pressed into the mat. Once again, releasing, repairing, doing what we can to keep our bodies healthy, spacious, expansive, mobile. One more breath in, and now take your rest. That could be soles of the feet on the floor, knees together, or knees wide, or extend our legs long. Palms can turn up, and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, feel yourself releasing. 1, and now we totally surrender. And we move into utter repair. There is nothing to do except absorb that sweet work that you just did. Let the body repair. Radiant in your heart, let it go, head to toe. Quiet now, hush, be well, as long as you can, giving the body the chance to repair, absorb, and rest.